The real magic of rice, wheat, and corn doesn't just happen in the field. It happens in the kitchen, the mill, and sometimes even the microwave. Processing methods turn these humble grains into the endless parade of foods we can't imagine living without. Corn is probably the biggest show-off of the trio. You can eat it fresh, straight off the cob, like nature's candy, grind it into masa for tortillas, puff it into breakfast cereal, or throw it in a pan until it explodes into popcorn, nature's most dramatic party trick. There's something hilarious about corn kernels literally bursting under heat and transforming into fluffy snacks. No other cereal can put on such a show. It's like corn saying, "Why just feed people when I can also entertain them?" Rice, on the other hand, takes a more refined approach. Milling transforms it into either white rice, which is sleek, polished, and ready for the spotlight, or brown rice, which proudly keeps its brand coat on, claiming the moral high ground with extra fiber and nutrients. Brown rice is basically the health nut at the party, while white rice is the stylish one who slipped into a tuxedo. And rice doesn't stop there. It can become sticky rice for sushi, basmati for curries, or even rice flour for noodles and desserts. It's a grain that knows how to adapt its wardrobe for any occasion, from casual comfort food to haute cuisine. If rice were a person, it would be the friend who shows up with 5 outfit changes and looks good in all of them. Wheat, meanwhile, goes through a transformation worthy of a fairy tale. Grind it down, and it turns into flour, the foundation of bread, pasta, pastries, cakes, and cookies. Without wheat's willingness to get pulverized, humanity would have missed out on pizza night, croissants at breakfast, and birthday cakes. Think about it. Every time someone blows out candles, wheat is quietly there in the background, holding the cake together. The gluten inside wheat makes all this possible. It's the stretchy, sticky glue that lets bakers create soft loaves and springy noodles. Without it, bread would collapse, pasta would disintegrate, and croissants would be sad little pancakes. Wheat is like the dependable stagehand who makes sure the performance goes smoothly, even though it rarely gets a standing ovation. What's even funnier is how these grains don't mind being completely reinvented. Corn happily lets itself be processed into syrups, chips, polenta, and even plastic-like bioproducts. Wheat has been turned into everything from spaghetti to puff pastry swans. Rice has gone from congee to sake, proving it's not just food, it's also a beverage. They're like actors who say yes to every role offered, starring in drama, bread, comedy, popcorn, and even the occasional action flick, instant noodles in boiling water. You have to admire their versatility. And let's not forget the cultural quirks and how these processing methods shaped traditions. A taco without corn would be unthinkable, just as sushi without rice would be nonsense, and a Parisian cafe without wheat-based croissants would collapse into despair. Each grain has taken its processing journey and woven itself so deeply into human culture that you can't untangle the food from the identity. And honestly, thank goodness for that, because a world without tortillas, risotto, or chocolate cake would be too bleak to imagine. So yes, processing might sound boring at first, but in the world of rice, wheat, and corn, it's where all the fun begins. It's where kernels pop, dough rises, and rice polishes up for the ball. These grains have shown us that with a little grinding, milling, and cooking magic, the simplest seeds can become the foundation of global joy. And maybe that's the funniest part of all. The world's greatest culinary treasures start as tiny grains that only needed a bit of human creativity and sometimes a lot of butter to transform into comfort food legends.